So yeah, that happened. It was a low-speed crash. I'm perfectly fine, and the bike is also mostly fine. I'll talk about the damages later, but for now, let's go back and see what went wrong. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you may remember that I've had a problem with my brake sticking. I couldn't really tell what was causing it, but every time there was only one cure, and that was coming to a complete stop. I would just have to stop for a second or even a fraction of a second and the brake would release. So that started happening just as I moved over to this right side of the road as there was construction going on the left side. I didn't really want to stop here because the road was narrow, there were cars behind me, and I don't want to hold them up. I just thought I'd stop once we could move over to the left side of the road and I would have enough space to stop safely. As you can tell from the sound, now the brakes are binding really hard and the bike is struggling to move. Now, here's the critical factor. All along, I was thinking it was my rear brake that was binding. But guess what? It was my front. And I was about to make a turn on gravel. Had I known that, I would have seen it coming. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. Stand. Stand is there. It's okay. Thank you. Okay, so the damage so far, the brake lever, that's simple, and the rear brake lever as well, and some scratches on the exhaust, tiny little dents, that's okay, but the handlebar is bent, and as of now I can't really tell exactly where it's bent, because the original riser seems to be straight. Don't know if you can see that. But the actual handlebar is not aligned. And mine is mounted on this additional riser, but yeah, looks like it's actually the riser that's bent, the original riser. So as of now, it looks like it's just the original Royal Enfield riser that I need to replace. Nothing seems to be wrong with the handlebar itself or my add-on riser. I just got the replacement riser today and I'll be trying out tomorrow to see if that fixes it and completely aligns the handlebar. As for me, I just had some minor injuries. I was wearing my Icon stealth gloves. They don't look very protective, but they really did protect my palms when I went down. I was also wearing my Rhinox riding jacket and Levi's and Royal Enfield co-branded riding jeans, in which I had added D30 knee armour. And that also seems to have helped a lot, as I did not feel anything on my knees. And if you look at the amount of dust on my jeans, I definitely did go down on my knees. So I only had 2 injuries. One was from twisting and spraining my wrist, my left wrist, when I went down. As you can see here, my wrist did hurt quite bad for a day, but then it got better. The other injury actually happened while picking up the bike. Somehow I let the exhaust press against my right calf. And while that only caused a very minor burn that only troubled me for a day, Somehow it also crushed my cuff muscle a little. Again, nothing major, just got some pain there, and even that's receding quite fast. So overall, very minor injuries, and a lot of the credit goes to the riding gear. So there you go guys, that's the update. The Interceptor will be down for a while I fix the damage. I got most of the parts, but the front brake lever is not in stock, so I'll have to wait for that. And finally, I need to try something with the front brake. Until now, I was targeting the rear because that's where I expected the problem to be. So to start with, I'll give it a thorough cleanup, change the pads. I actually do have some spare pads with me. And if that doesn't fix it, I'll try changing the calipers. Alright then, stay safe out there. Bye for now.